Overtime Live presented by BuyToyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit BuyToyota.com with Billy and Razor. I'm Sophia Yerkstovich, and 3-2 the final for the Vancouver Canucks, who came back from a 2-goal deficit, guys, in the third period. Ended up winning it in overtime. We're going to, I'm sure, talk a lot about the Bruins' recent history with overtime, but 5 straight for the first time since 1932, which is pretty crazy, that they've taken it to the extra frame. So that in itself needs to be cleaned up. But guys, unfortunately, they blew the lead and ended up losing.
Stunk.
Yeah, it did.
that was it's crappy, because here we are watching a team, especially with Jeremy Swayman playing as well as he did, and you get 2 depth players, in particular your fourth line, getting one of those goals for you. So you're up 2-0. And I mean, you just started feeling it, Razor. We kept talking. Here they come. We got, we kept watching in there. They're losing face-offs. They're holding on. I don't know if they ran out of gas. I'm not sure. All I know is it was not pretty third period effort.
Us were watching the clock at 19:58. And when you do that in the National Hockey League, especially nowadays, you can't play that. You just can't be in your own zone that long. There's too much skill. There's too much speed to the game. There's too many offensive opportunities. You can't lock it down like the good old days when you had a 2-goal lead. You have to continue to push. And we said it at 7-11 when that goal goes in. That's way too early. That was way too early for this Bruins team. They needed the first goal to go in at 1:11, and maybe then they would have hung on. Too much time. Too much in a shell in that third period, and it cost them at the end.
And we're going to start backwards here with the last goal that happened on the power play because of a very sloppy mental mistake, a too many men penalty, 4-on-3 for the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, and then the way that they're going to move the puck, they being Vancouver, is how you want your power play to do it. Here's the Bruins making a change. Jake DeBrusk is 2 seconds too early, easily, maybe 3. I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's significant. Now you go on the power play. And we've talked about how the Bruins don't always move the puck as firmly, as quickly, as decisively on the power play. Vancouver does it. They get set, then they make a move like butter. I mean, just textbook execution on a 4-on-3.
You couldn't draw up that play any better than what Vancouver did.
What they did draw up.
It was exactly what Talk put down on the board when he got over there. We're going to get in the zone. We're going to rim it to the weak side. We're going to move it to the point. We're going to kick it back to JT Miller. It's a shot play. Swayman has to play out 3 or 4 more inches. Boeser sneaks underneath Jeremy Swayman's depth. Game over.
Yeah, I mean, everybody for the Bruins, if you notice, their skates are moving. They never really get great set, and then it's just they made it look pretty. And they did. It was like a take it, show it. If you're a coach for kids, show it to your kids' teams how to do it 4-on-3. That was executed perfectly there, and the Bruins just they didn't execute enough in third. I'm looking also overall, and I know I'm jumping over here, but in the D zone in this game, they were total 11 wins, 32 losses in the D zone on faceoffs. I don't want to, but now you see you're missing a guy like Patrice Bergeron winning, and even Krejci and everything. I know we're well past that, but you know what I mean. We talked you were going to feel it at some point, right? Yeah. You're seeing that right there. That's
11 to 30. I mean, it's you don't have the puck enough. It's just flat out you don't have the puck enough. You can't get the puck out of your zone, and the longer that goes on, the more tired you get. So you have no offense. That was part of it too. We say they want to they're in their zone the whole time, and every time they did get it out, it was just 5-10 feet over the blue line, and they're running to make a change. There was no chances to get offensive, and that's as frustrating as anything else.
Well, let's take you to the tying goal with under 2 to play. Actually, just over about a minute and 10-12 seconds. Hronek ties it with his 5th.
And like Brick said, right off of a face-off, it wasn't directly, but they have full possession. It goes right back to the point. They go from strong side to weak side, back up to the point. And it's very simple. That's very, very, very simple professional hockey, but very effective at the same time because they're so spread out. There's nobody in the lane. It's a shot from dead on in the middle. That's exactly where you want that play to get pumped from at 6-on-5 with a little traffic in front. Nothing Jeremy Swayman can do. You can see this great screen by Boeser. Swayman doesn't see the release until it's up over his shoulder or around his ear.
Yeah, so the guys are all there, right, Razor? But it's limited pressure. Like Zacha sifts out to go to the half wall, but doesn't close, and then the puck goes back to the point, and then Carlo is fronting, but he doesn't get a stick or whatsoever. Boeser, to your point, makes the screen right there. There's a lot of bodies, but there's no.
We've seen that 6-on-5.
Unfortunately,
we've seen that in crucial moments in the last 10 months. We've seen that this season. We saw it in the playoffs last year.
Didn't they talk about wanting to be more aggressive on the 6 or 5-on-6?
But that wasn't.
That was very,
the opposite.
Again, it was very kind of methodical, watching, and Van just moved the puck around, and then Boeser
somehow had an open shot.
Yeah, like nobody was aggressive. And Boeser owned that ice there.
Yeah, you're right.
Completely did.
Yeah, like as you mentioned, a lot of watching going on. Well, Boeser scored in overtime. He also got his third. That was his 33rd. He also got his 32nd of the season, opening it up for the Canucks.
Here's a guy, Razor, this year has had a tremendous season. He's been one of the offensive catalysts for this team all year, and they didn't know what to expect out of him. But, this is what he was drafted for years ago. Gets his 32nd of the season. I love this shot. I do. It's his face-off play, off another lost face-off in the D-zone. But watch the quick hands. Back to front. That's a snipe, man. That's a snipe right there.
It's a rocket, and Derek Forbert's, that's not his guy. He's got to hold the front of the net, and when he sees Boeser wide open, he has to come out. He unfortunately doesn't get a leg or anything on it because Boeser's so good. He just rips it through a hole there and up and over the shoulder from there.
And Boeser feels him coming over, so he elevates the puck too. Now, granted, the puck also flipped on its side, I think. Yeah. But Forbert at least trying to get over desperately. It forces him to elevate the puck. No chance for Swayman on that.
No, none on all three of them.
Yeah.
Brock Boeser is our Subaru star of the game. So Brock Boeser with a couple of goals in this one, including the game winner. And look at that. Most goals through 60 games in a season. And there he is with 33. Tonight, 2 goals, 4 shots, and a +2 rating. Well, we've got a lot more to come on Bruins Overtime Live. We know we're going to send it to the dressing room, hear from the players. But first, Jim Montgomery goes one-on-one with Andy Brickley next. Bruins Overtime Live on NESN is presented by buyatoyota.com. For offers not seen on TV, visit buyatoyota.com.